41 workers have been trapped for the last 11 days. That's over 250 hours. How long will it take to rescue them, even as water and ration, which is needed for survival, is being sent through a 4-inch broad pipeline? Joining me is Lieutenant General Hasnain, member of NDMA. That is one of the agencies that is involved in the rescue operation. General Hasnain, I appreciate your time for NDTV. My question is, what is the morale of the trapped workers? And as the officials on ground were suggesting that, there was contact established and the doctors spoke to the workers as well.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you for organizing this program. It's very important that we are able to communicate with the public and with the relatives and families of all the 41 very brave workers who are stuck there inside the tunnel. I just want to give you an update and a slight review. Today being the 22nd of November, this whole incident started on the 12th of November, and today is the 11th day. Lots and lots of efforts are going on simultaneously right from day one. We have been in touch with the people internationally, online, and also we have flown people in from there to come and give us their expertise on the ground. Different agencies, almost 22 agencies are working overtime there simultaneously. Finally, yesterday, I think some images also came out on television to show that the workers are safe inside. They are in a high state of motivation and morale. Some kind of a communication has been going on over a period of time with them, but a video probe which had been sent inside, through that we could get to know a little more about their state of health. So overall, I just want to get the perception of the public quite clear on this. The common perception may be that this is an enclosed space with darkness and is almost akin to a mine. That is not true. You have a 2-kilometer long tunnel in front of them, behind them, on the other side, in which they can move freely. There are now a 6-inch pipeline and a 4-inch pipeline through which air is also going in. Food is being supplied to them in sufficient quantity. Quite nourishing food since last night has been sent in. This is all through a compressor-based system that this is all going in. Water bottles have been sent in. Lots of vitamin tablets, other kind of medicines have been sent. And one of the very fine initiatives that we have got psychoanalysts, psychosocial specialists who are there on the spot and available to speak to the workers as soon as we have proper, in fact, one-to-one kind of a communication established. At the moment, the communication is only through the pipe, through a kind of a different form of a system. But once we have a wire, a proper telecommunication kind of a system, then this can be done in a far more efficient way. And we have also been communicating with the families, yes, and assuring them of the safety of their relatives inside. But the last thing I want to tell you is there are 5 directions from which efforts are being made. What seems to be the most interesting, the most attractive method is the one by using the auger, which has gone in fairly deep. The work had to be stopped on the 17th of November, but it's recommenced last night, and fair amount of progress has been made without encountering any major geological problems so far. Okay. And it is on this that everyone is depending, although we are also using the concept of simultaneity to make sure that 4 other access routes will be attempted, which are already being attempted, which will take perhaps a longer period. But now that we have the logistic line available to the workers inside, that the threat to their lives and their well-being, I think, has to a great extent been
that certainly is good news.
To a very, very great extent.
General Hasnain, General Hasnain, since the doctors are communicating and all of you have managed to establish this communication with the 41 workers, what about the family members? Because we believe that there are members of their families who are near this entire area of operation where this evacuation exercise is being undertaken. Have they been able to communicate as well?
I do not yet have any information whether any of the workers, when any of the families have gone there yet to be able to communicate. What I can definitely tell you is that starting from the state governments to which states to which the workers belong, the state governments have been very active also. They have sent their representatives there. Some of the relatives have come, and the district authorities here in Uttarkashi have been able to accommodate them in hotels free of cost, providing them the transport to come up and down to the site where all these operations are going on, and they can see for themselves the kind of efforts which are going on. They are also seeing that last night, food has gone in.
Yes.
And they have been able to sort of see many of their relatives live in front of them on the camera. Whether an actual communication has been made, I am not in a position yet
Perhaps
to confirm.
you can explain this to one of the families who are joining us live now, General Hasnain. My colleague Saurav Gupta is joining with one of the families of trapped workers. Over to you, Saurav. Let's establish this contact between them and General Hasnain, who is part of the NDMA. Some words of assurances certainly would help.
Absolutely. In fact, I have the family members of Joydev, who's also one of the workers who's trapped in the tunnel here. And, all these families need at this point is assurances, and perhaps that is what, the Lieutenant General can provide to them and, help them understand the situation better. That's the mother of Joydev, and she's, of course, been very disturbed, and we won't bother her because obviously that she's been disturbed and been unwell after what's happened. But his father is with me. এই সময় আপনার আমাদের সাথে লেফটেন্যান্ট জেনারেল হাসনাইন আছে, উনি এনডিএমএ থেকে আছেন, এবং আপনি কি ওনার কাছ থেকে কিছু জানতে চান তাহলে আমি ওনাকে জানাবো সেটা। ওরা পুরো ব্যাপারটা দেখছে, ওদের বার করার কাজটা করছে।
জানতে চাই যেন আমরা যা করছে কাজ তাড়াতাড়ি করুক, আর আমার ছেলের সাথে যেন আমরা দুবেলা কথা বলতে পারি।
It's poignant and quite basic. All they want to know is, how soon will they be brought out and when will they be able to speak to their children, because he has someone from his family who's there at that site, and they've been getting information. They've managed to speak to Joydev also.
Okay.
But, because he's trapped in that tunnel, the family is quite worried. But they want to know the progress and how long will they have to wait. That's all they have on their mind.
General Hasnain, will you please respond?
Yes, I will definitely respond. Firstly, it's my honor and pleasure to be speaking to the family, the father of a frontline soldier. You must tell him that I am a soldier too, and I'm speaking to a father of a soldier, because I don't consider any of the workers there as anything less than soldiers. They are doing frontline duty for the nation. This is what we would like to see them as, and we would like to see this whole family and the parents particularly as parents of very, very brave Indians. Having said that, let me tell you, I would want you to tell him also that the nation always looks after its soldiers. Since the soldiers have given up everything to ensure the safety of the nation, this is exactly what the duty of the nation is, and we are all aware of it and will ensure we continue to execute it. Therefore, I want to assure them that the nation is on a war footing when it comes to ensuring the welfare and safety of their relatives who are stuck inside the tunnel at this time. I do not want to give any false assurances, but I can tell them, I can request you to assure them that we are making reasonably good progress, but there are imponderables in this whole operation, very similar to war, where there are too many imponderables too, as you're aware, And therefore, it's best to have patience and also make sure that they pray for everyone who is inside and all those who are working so hard to ensure this relief is executed at the earliest.
Perhaps Saurabh will be able to communicate
Lieutenant,
that. I think that is essential to communicate the families what General Hasnain has said.
Absolutely, and I will communicate to them. উনি বললেন, লেফটেন্যান্ট জেনারেল হাসনাইন বললেন যে উনি ওনারা ওয়ার ফুটিংয়ে যুদ্ধর সময় যেইভাবে এফার্ট নিয়ে কাউকে বার করার চেষ্টা করা হয় সেইভাবেই কাজ করছেন। টাইম দেওয়াটা মুশকিল, কারণ একটা অপারেশন চললে সে সময় টাইম কি হবে না হবে, কিন্তু ওদের সবাইকার সাথে মানে ওরা দেশের জন্য, দেশের প্রগতির জন্য কাজ করছিল একটা জায়গায়, সেইভাবেই ওদের বার করে নিয়ে আসার চেষ্টা চলছে। কিন্তু সময় একটা সীমাবদ্ধ সময় উনি দিতে পারছেন না, কারণ সেখানে সময় লাগে এই কাজগুলো বার করতে। কিন্তু ওদের সব কিছু দেখাশোনা এবং ওদের সব কিছু ব্যবস্থা বেরিয়ে আসার পরেও ওরা করে রেখেছে। কোনো রকম যদি মেডিকেল অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্টের সব কিছুর ব্যবস্থা ওরা করে রেখেছে, এটা ওনারা জানালেন আপনাদের এনডিটিভি থ্রু দিয়ে।
সময় লাগুক ওইটা আমি চাই যে সময় লাগুক, আমরা জানি সময় লাগবে, কিন্তু যেই সব ছেলেরা আছে তারা যেন সুস্থ থাকে, ভালো থাকে, এইটুকুন চেষ্টা রাখুক। আর হচ্ছে ওইসব ছেলে বাবা মায়েরা ছেলের কথা না শুনতে পেয়ে, কেমন আছে না জানতে পেরে খাওয়া দাওয়া বন্ধ করে দিচ্ছে। আমার স্ত্রী না খাওয়া দাওয়া করে তার শরীর অসুস্থ হয়ে গেছে।
ওনারা কিন্তু বলছেন আপনারা সুস্থ থাকুন এবং এটা মনে রাখবেন যে ওটা বার করে নিয়ে আসবে, এটা শিওর। এটা আপনারা আর যেন অসুস্থ হবেন না এটা নিয়ে।
প্রতিদিন যদি একবার করে অন্তত ছেলেদের সাথে কথা বলি দেওয়া হয় তাহলে ঠিক হয়, কিন্তু তার মাকেও খাওয়ানো যায়, মায়ের মনটাও শান্তি হয় যে ছেলে আমার ঠিক আছে।
Absolutely. আমি সেটাই, let me just translate what he has said. He said that it can take time. We understand that, but just bring our children home. As parents, of course, we are worried. Obviously, our son is there, but we appreciate the effort being taken, and we are hoping that we will be able to speak to and meet our family members soon. That's what his father has just conveyed in Bengali.
Thank you so much, Saurabh, for that conversation. And General Hasnain, certainly that's on everybody's mind. Is there a time frame? You were speaking about the American auger machine. That seems to have made excellent progress. Are the parallel track activities on hold now then?
Well, what I can definitely say is that right at the time when the auger machine started the work, we were all fully assured that this was perhaps the best option. Although in operations and in war, we do not ever go by single options, we always have multiple options. And sure enough, you saw that on the 16th, 17th of November, this very good option which we had adopted of using the auger also ran into trouble when there was a fair amount of vibration in the area which was being worked upon. It led to almost a 4 to 5 day gap interval, but after that, work has started at 12:45 again last night, and fairly good progress has been made so far. And there has not been any, we have not encountered any rock or any major iron kind of rods, etc., which would have definitely collapsed from the tunnel, the part of the tunnel collapse which had taken. So far, they have not been encountered. It can happen. You still got 25 to almost 25 meters to go. It can happen any time there, but I remain quite self-assured that we are unlikely to meet this. Everyone should pray hard that this is the route, this is the access, and this is the option which should probably give us the maximum assurance of success in the near future anytime.
Since you're not really giving me time frame, but the reports that are coming in is of signs of hope, I would say, General Hasnain, that ambulances have been moved close to the site in anticipation of some outward movement from the tunnel. If we were to look at timelines here, can there be a good news perhaps in the next 24 hours?
See, Maria, I think it's a little premature to talk of that and show visuals of ambulances standing there. Ambulances have been there. All resources have been there. I can assure you all resources have been catered for by the government of India, the government of Uttarakhand. And to the extent, in the last few minutes, we in the NDMA were looking to requisitions for the Air Force helicopters to be available the moment some good news comes. So I can assure you there's no resource which has been left untouched. Everything is there, but I think we should not cause any ripples of too much hope at this moment. We should continue to restrain ourselves. That's the most important thing, restraint. Because the moment you start actually putting out visuals of a potential success happening in the next couple of hours, etc., you will put a lot of pressure on those who are working there. And those who are working are at equal risk, let me tell you. Although lots of precautions are being taken for them, but they will be equally at risk. This is an advice I used to always give, if you remember, to people who are reporting on operations in Kashmir or any other place like that,
yes,
where you cannot give timelines for the completion of such operations.
And General Hasnain, you were talking to one of the families. You've also been saying that, contact with the trapped workers' families have been established. Have any of them been taken to Uttarkashi?
Yes, Maria, there are a couple of families there. As I brought out earlier also, they are staying in the nearby built-up areas. I'm not aware where exactly, but we have spoken to the Deputy Commissioner of Uttarkashi, very, very efficient official, who has assured us that he has provided accommodation in the hotels there. He has also provided transport. School buses have been mustered to take them every day up and down. They don't have to utilize any taxis or anything like that. They are being taken under guidance to the spot and brought back. What I can be very, very hopeful of is that some form of communication, direct communication, will be established in the near future, and that will ensure that the relatives can go and actually physically properly talk to their loved ones who are inside. Because nothing like hearing the voice of someone who is their relative.
Yes, absolutely, General Hasnain, because those visuals that came in yesterday certainly gave a lot of hope to everyone who have been, tracking this story, and particularly to the family members, because they could see their loved ones healthy. And in terms of concerns that the doctors have about their health conditions, what are the concerns that have been shared? And you were speaking about certain medicines that have been sent as well. Are the workers healthy? Are they okay? Of course, the morale is high. They are hoping that they'll be evacuated soon. But as far as health is concerned, sir?
See, Maria, there is in anticipation always in such operations. You continue to appreciate the situation, and you know the kind of things which can come up. In an enclosed space, although space is not a limitation here, but isolation is. And isolation also is overcome to a great extent because there are 41 people of a close-knit team which has been working together. And that's a huge psychological plus. It's almost like a subunit working together, trained together, worked together, now living together under threat. So there is tremendous bonding which probably has taken place there. What can be anticipated is that because of perhaps a degree of fear which is there, until at least yesterday, that degree of fear must have been quite high. That fear which is there, it would have caused some kind of a psychological effect. And it's always good to keep counsellors ready for that.
General Hasnain, you may just want to communicate with another family.
Means you have got.
We have managed to establish
as far as the other things are concerned, the physiological problems, I'm sure doctors have appreciated what kind of problems take place and have taken measures accordingly in providing the medicines concerned.
Okay. General Hasnain, we are going straight to Uttarkashi at the site of this entire operation. Ghazali, my colleague, is joining us. He has Devender Kisku, who is from Banka district in Bihar, and it is his younger brother, Birendra Kisku, who is trapped inside. Go ahead, Ghazali. Let's establish this contact between the family and General Hasnain.
Okay, so I am joined here by Devendra Kisku. He is from Bihar. And before proceeding with this, I'll just update that what we have been told by the MD of NHIDCL, that around 39 meters of drilling has been done. And perhaps the good news may come if the drilling continues, and we may get a confirmation in another 10 to 15 hours. So that was the latest update which came from the NHIDCL spokesperson here. Devendra ji, सबसे पहले ये बताइए कि वीडियो आई कल और अब जानकारी पे जानकारी आ रही है कि मशीन भी जा रही है, गर्म कपड़े वगैरह भी भेजे गए हैं उन लोगों को. आपकी बातचीत हुई है?
हमारी तो बातचीत नहीं हुई. एक्चुअली हमारी वाइफ और उसकी वाइफ लोग बात की थी, तो बात करने के बाद पता नहीं क्या इन्फॉर्मेशन मिला, क्योंकि मैं लोगों सबसे तो अभी जानकारी ली नहीं. लेकिन ये तो सूचना मिली है कि एक्चुअली वो लोग को नहाने वहाने के लिए टॉवल वगैरह, सॉप वगैरह वो सब को भेज दिया गया था. और रात से ही खाना वो लोग का अच्छा मिल रहा है.
खाना अच्छा मिल रहा है. और जब कल वीडियो आई थी जो सब टीवी चैनल पे भी चला है, यहाँ से भी उस वीडियो में आपके भाई भी थे, दिखे थे उसमें?
हाँ, मतलब दिखे थे, लेकिन पूरा साफ नजर नहीं आया था. एक्चुअली बाद में पता चला कि वही, उससे बातचीत करने के बाद पता चला कि हाँ वो वही है. एक्चुअली वीडियो वही था.
वीडियो में दिख रहे थे?
हाँ, दिख रहे थे.
ठीक है. और अभी यहाँ पर कुछ अधिकारियों से बात हुई? सुबह से आप लोग आए हुए हैं कि क्या प्रोग्रेस है? कुछ टाइम समय बताया कि कितना लग सकता है?
नहीं, अभी तो अधिकारी से बात हुई, लेकिन वो लोग कितना समय तो ये तो नहीं बता पा रहे हैं. वो लोग तो बोल रहे हैं कि शायद 1-2 दिन और लगेगा. लेकिन इस तरह करके वो अंदर के जो वर्कर्स लोग आते हैं उससे पता लगा कि एक्चुअली 42 मीटर्स चला गया.
42 मीटर्स
चला गया पाइप.
अच्छा.
तो उस समय का वो बात था. और तो मैंने उस समय से शायद मैंने किया कि शायद अगर आज दिन भर अगर अच्छा काम चले तो एक्चुअली कुछ नहीं तो 2 पाइप या 3 पाइप तो जाना चाहिए. अगर वो नहीं भी जाता है तो कल सुबह तक हम लोग को गुड न्यूज मिल सकती है.
अच्छा, हमारे साथ एक बहुत सीनियर अधिकारी हैं जो आपदा प्रबंधन से जुड़े हुए हैं, अता हसनैन साहब. वो आपको सुन सकते हैं, तो आप उनसे सीधे कुछ पूछना चाहें, कोई दिमाग में कंफ्यूजन हो, सवाल हो, कुछ उनसे पूछना चाहें. अगर वो ये सब देख रहे हैं कि यहाँ पर का काम कैसा चल रहा है, उनकी जानकारी उनको है, तो उनसे अगर आप कुछ सवाल पूछना चाहें.
ऐसा तो मैं पहले पूछना चाहता था, लेकिन अभी ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, क्योंकि अभी लग रहा है कि शायद सब चीज ओके है.
पहले से
बेहतर लग रहा है. इसलिए अभी मैं कुछ पूछना नहीं चाहता हूँ. हाँ, पहले था सवाल जवाब.
अच्छा,
ये ठीक था पक्का. लेकिन अभी जिस तरह लग रहा है उसके अनुसार अभी तो फिलहाल कुछ नहीं उससे पूछना है. जिस तरह अभी काम चल रहा है उसके अनुसार अगर हो जाए तो यही मैं बोला कि आज शाम तक नहीं तो फिर कल सुबह तक पक्का वो लोग निकल जाएंगे.
अच्छा, ये आपको
ये हमारे उम्मीद है.
ठीक है. ये जो 39 मीटर कह रहे हैं कि 39 मीटर तक पहुंच गया है, 42 तो है कितना टोटल, उसके बारे में?
एक्चुअली 60 है.
60?
हाँ, टोटल 60 है. और 3 पाइप जाने के बाद एक्चुअली वो आ जाएगा.
ठीक है. So this is what he has been told, that the entire area occupied by the rubble is around 60 meters. 42 meters have been penetrated by the pipe, another 18 meters. Now, how long does it take? He says that he has been told by the laborers engaged inside the tunnel for the rescue work, say or estimate that it may take till tomorrow morning, and perhaps by tomorrow morning you'll get the good news, as being told to Mr. Devender, whose brother is trapped there.
Thank you so much for getting us that voice, Ghazali. And General Hasnain, he says that he had questions till few hours back. बहुत सारे सवाल जवाब थे, लेकिन अभी सब नहीं है, अभी सब ओके है.
Absolutely, Maria. There is nothing like a display, a visual, a sound bite. There is nothing like that nothing better than that to give a assurance to a human being who is in distress. And obviously he is in distress there. His relative is stuck inside. But I'm very glad to see that the efforts of the government of India are fructifying. Although I still continue as an official of the NDMA to say that we have to wait for the final count, the final bell which should be sounded on the success. Till then, I would still not like to say anything. I would only wish that everyone continues to pray for people, for the safety of all those who are there.
Hasnain, really appreciate your time. Thank you for assuring the families. Thank you for taking those questions. And we certainly hope that the trapped workers are evacuated at the earliest. Thanks for your time for NDTV. This remains our top focus here on NDTV. This is a race to rescue those workers whose families are anxious. It's been a long wait for them, but they are healthy and they are fine is what the good news that is coming in.